Oh, look, we've got fees.
Ew, really?
Oh, it's our Verizon bill.
Look at them. Line access fee, administrative fees. There are even taxes on top of them.
Decent people shouldn't have to live like this.
Did I get it?
T-Mobile ends surprise fees and taxes. That's right. With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included. 4 lines, $40 each. All unlimited, all in. Learn more at a T-Mobile store.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Rutger Athletic Center's press room here at Rutgers University, Piscataway, New Jersey. Jacob Schwartz joined by our good buddy Terry Collins and Ron Finch from Coast to Coast Radio. Gentlemen, this has been a great first session here in the Group State New Jersey Championship Finals. Our first win of the day, Linden, knocking off Shawnee, 57-41. 3 different players in double figures. Khalif Crawford led the way with 17, and Dylan Devaney led the way with 12 points. Gentlemen, I should say we'll start with Terry. What a first game again. Phil Colicchio, now a 6-time Group 4 champion. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this for a North Jersey or Central Jersey coach like Phil.
Right, and they came in with the expectations of repeating, and it was a struggle early on in that first half. But as you see, the experience kind of took over late in that second half, and they were able to achieve that goal of repeating as champions.
Well, I don't want to actually rain down your parade, because the next game we're going to talk about is a team that I know you take to heart. The Woodbury Thundering Herd fall a little short to Verona, who win their first ever New Jersey Group 1 state championship in school history. We'll bring in our next anchor. That would be Ron Finch of Coast to Coast Radio. Ron, we had a chance to really sit down closely and watch this game from start to scratch. A 69-54 win over Woodbury. What a night for Travis Jocelyn. A game high of 30 points on a night where 13 seniors are playing their final state playoff game.
Don't sleep on what Robert Farrell did. He was terrific under pressure.
Actually, it was Jack Farrell, I should say. That's okay. That's close enough.
He was dropping dimes because Jocelyn got his 30 points from assists from Farrell. And that was important. And Verona played smarter, and they played hungrier.
They did. They actually put a lot more of an effort, it seemed like, than Woodbury. Hats off again to the Batman and Robin duo of Jazier Noel and Aaron Estrada, but just came up a little short. Although Jazier Noel did finish, again, as mentioned, with, I believe, if I'm correct, 27 points, but it just was not enough. Aaron Estrada was also in double figures with 13. And now we focus again our attention to the evening session of games. Coming up at the top of the hour, we will have Camden and Westside, the rematch of last year's Group 2 finals. Gentlemen, who do you like in this one? I mean, Camden is, again, for the last 2 years that we've watched them play, have come up a little short. John Valor is back in the finals for the 4th year in a row. And Camden is a team for the 6th year in a row trying to win their first state title in 16 years.
Well, I'll tell you, I like Camden only for the fact that both teams are evenly matched. Westside is big, is really good. Their point guard is terrific. But I just think Camden's going to be so hungry. They're going to figure out a way to win. They're a very good post team. People talk about the bigs from Westside, but Camden has experience as far as post play. They have good balance. Last year, I didn't think they had as good a balance. This year, I think they're more balanced and they're more battle-tested. I think they're a little better as far as handling the pressure and guard play.
Yeah, the matchup tonight is going to probably be Quyon Taylor and Miles Thompson. What are we expecting about that one?
Oh, it's going to be a terrific matchup. 2 strong players. Miles Thompson's underrated. We're going to find out how good he is now going against his competition, but he's tough inside, big, strong, football type of player. He has a football body. The point guard even has a kind of a football body for Camden, and their strength is why they're so good, because they're big, strong kids. I think that's going to bode well here at Rutgers.
And what about you, Terry?
I think this opportunity that they have here today to get back to this point in the state championship has been in the back of their minds since they left here last year. And not only to be able to get back here, but to be able to avenge the loss to this same Westside team, I'm sure it's going to be big enough motivation for them today. And I think Camden's going to win this Group 2 championship today.
I do want to say this, Voice. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
Coach Akbar Cook is a terrific coach at Westside. They definitely have a chance to beat Camden, win or lose. The way they beat Eastside, they won a lot of big games this year. Even if they don't beat Camden, it's been a terrific season. It wouldn't surprise me if they did because these are two evenly matched teams. I just think the hunger factor, the fact that they've been here 4 times, I believe.
That's correct.
The 5th time.
Yes.
Just my heart is telling me the 5th time's the charm.
For Camden, you mean?
Yes, for Camden.
Yes, and it would actually, it's the 6th time, I believe, that Camden has been here, if I'm correct. It turns out it actually is the 5th time. So like you said, 5th time could be the charm. From Group 1, we'll head, or I should say from Group 2, we'll head to Group 3. The final game of the night of the ShopRite Boys and Girls NJSIAA Group Championships will counter with TNEC, trying to win, or at least win its first state title. Second time in 3 years they're back, and I should say it's Ewing, TNEC is the defending Group 3 champions. Gentlemen, who do we like in this one? Should be a great matchup.
Well, I want to say this before we go to Terry. 2 words, and this is all we need. DeAndre Washington.
Absolutely. It's Leandre.
Leandre.
You said
Washington.
DeAndre. It's okay.
Leandre Washington. Well, the best guards. It hurt Roseland Catholic when he left Roseland Catholic to go back to TNEC. It hurt Roseland Catholic, and it helped TNEC. TNEC's going to repeat as champions. That's just because of he's the best player in the court, and I always ride with the best player in the court.
Well, actually, I have one name, 2 words, one name. 5'6" Jaquay James. He's last year had a big-time performance en route to TNEC's state championship. What an impact he can become, and with him and Washington in that backcourt is probably one of the smallest backcourts in the entire state.
Oh, definitely. Terry, who you got? Is Ewing and TNEC, and you definitely want a team from the South to win one of these state championships.
Well, I have one word, and that's repeat. The opportunity to repeat is always something special, and they're back here again. And I had opportunity to see Ewing play a couple days ago against Winslow, and they looked good, but I think, again, the opportunity for TNEC to be able to repeat and leave their mark on that school with that class that they have right now, I think that's going to be the driving force for them tonight.
And probably the most remarkable thing is Ewing just being able to come back to the state finals again. And even though they came up a little bit short, Coach Shelley Dearden always seems to have a good coaching style. She'll return senior John Azoro and Damian Doggett. But also the big addition we're looking forward to seeing is the second coming of Davon Reed. His brother Justin Reed has been a big impact this season.
Oh, definitely.
And I know you know Davon pretty well from his days in high school.
Yeah, definitely. And I also know that Jerome Smart is one of the most underrated coaches in the state of New Jersey. He won at Patterson Catholic, and now he's winning at TNEC, so he's got a good pedigree. Now, I believe he's related to the coach of Montclair Immaculate. Is this true? Because we have somebody in the audience who would know. No. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, because I thought there was a Patterson Catholic connection there.
So, gentlemen, who do we like, TNEC or Ewing? Are we saying repeat?
I'm saying repeat.
We're definitely saying repeat. 2 exciting games coming up starting at the top of the hour with the Group 2 state championship rematch. Westside versus Camden is up next at the Rucker Athletic Center. Jacob Schwartz again, joined by Terry Collins and Ron Finch of Coast to Coast Radio. Okay, clear. Very good. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Rucker Athletic Center's press box here at Rucker University. Jacob Schwartz, and joined by Terry Collins for game number 3 of the group finals presented by ShopRite, the NJSIAA ShopRite Boys and Girls Group Championships. 2 down so far, Terry, and 2 more to go. Linden and Verona among winners, respectively, winning in 4 and Group number 1, and now our attention turns to group number 2, and that would be the team we love so very much, the Camden Panthers versus Westside, a highly anticipated rematch of the Group 2 state championship. Terry, your thoughts going into tonight?
Well, again, this is a rematch of last year's championship game, and this is what most teams dream of when you lose a championship game, being able to be back here in the same position against the same exact team and avenging that loss. So Camden's going to look to do that today, but again, Westside's going to look to put a bad taste in Camden's mouth again and repeat as champions.
Westside did, again, as mentioned, come back from 15 down last year to win the school state title. But hold that thought, because we're set to go with the national anthem. Again, it's Westside and Camden in the Group 2 finals rematch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment everybody has been waiting for, at least here in the South and North Jersey area, have certainly been waiting for.
We're going to have 2 special guests coming up at halftime.
Once again, we are set to go with what should be a great matchup again. The Camden Panthers, the Westside Rough Riders. It's going to be a big-time matchup again, as mentioned, as the 26-5, I believe, Camden Panthers are going to take on the 24-6 Westside Rough Riders, the defending Group 2 champions, as Miles Thompson and Daquan Williams, the leading rebounder, and Thompson, the leading scorer, will do everything in their power to try to give John Valor that much-needed state championship that he so well deserves. It's taken him 4 years to certainly continue this tradition at Camden, as Camden is in its 5th consecutive finals appearance, and they're thinking this 5th time could be the charm for the Westside Rough Riders. We're going to look at the starting lineups. The big names to keep an eye for have to be Quayon Williams-King, averaging 16 a game, Yasim Hooker averaging 12. It'll be Taylor, Quayon Williams-King, and Kirk Parsons, and Yasim Hooker, and James Bell. There's Akbar Cook, the third-year head coach, 13th overall, where he broke into the coaching world when he was at Newark Vocational. And for the Camden Panthers again, who are again the South Jersey Group 2 champions with a overtime win over Haddonfield. They're going to be led by Daquan Williams and Miles Thompson, Keeson Simmons, Ethan Tarnay, and John Evans. Evans, again, who was responsible for the winning shot, has put Camden again. And Camden with a much-needed win over Rumson Fairhaven, an almost 25-point win just a few nights ago. Westside also a 30-point win over Newtown High School. The referees in charge of the action tonight, Rob Riley, Troy Stevenson, and Jerry Molione. John Valor, the former Cherry Hill East coach, over 20 years of experience in his 4th season. 4 years running and 4 straight years here at the state finals. Don't forget, we'll have group number 3 finals coming up later on tonight. That'll be between Ewing and the defending Group 3 champion, Teaneck. Leandre Washington has come home. He'll team up with Jaquay James. We all know that could be a good type of action. Ewing, led by Justin Reed, and certainly many more. John Azoro is another name to keep an eye on. And we're underway again for the state championship of the Group 2 finals between the Camden Panthers and Westside High School Rough Riders, as John Evans will be called for the backcourt. Here come the Rough Riders.
Again, this is going to be a good championship game, probably one of the better ones today, despite we've seen some good ones. But again, the factor of revenge versus repeat is the key here today.
Absolutely, that's definitely the key. Again, as mentioned here, revenge versus repeat. Well said, Terry. As we're underway, the first basket good for Quayon Williams-King. He is the leading scorer again, 16 to 17 points a game, and the Rough Riders again picking up where they left off from a season ago here in the state championship. And now John Valor, not even 31 seconds left here, 31 seconds in the first quarter. Terry, what do you make of this timeout?
I'm lost. I'm confused on, again, I mean, how much more, speechless. How much, more can you adjust or say only 31 seconds into the game? Camden hasn't even really had a possession. Westside has had one possession, but again, this may be a timeout you're going to need later on in that first half. So.
That's absolutely true. And John Valor has certainly been criticized over the last few years for burning key type of timeouts down the stretch. And he's the kind of guy that a lot of people are saying may not be back, but they've been saying this every year for the last 4 years, as Valor, who's actually the only coach we've seen so far here in the state playoffs that is actually dressed in sweatpants. Everybody else wearing a suit and tie, including Akbar Cook, who looks very presentable in his suit and tie. Meanwhile, the Panthers will get it back here, down 2-0. The big story has to be Corey Greer, one of the top scorers in 2018, torn ACL. His season, again, as mentioned, over. And hopefully we wish him a healthy and speedy recovery, and hope he'll be back for the 2017-2018 season. Again, Linden has won the Group 4 championship over Shawnee. In group number 1, it was Verona over Woodbury. And now we're in group number 2, and then we'll have group number 3, Ewing and Teaneck. On a great Sunday afternoon in the New Jersey area. We will be at the Tournament of Champions sometime this week, depending, of course, on the weather with the what we're told could be a big-time nor'easter. One way or another, some way or another, we will definitely be at the Tournament of Champions. As Evans takes away Quayle Williams-King like a safety, just waiting for the interception. And nice move again to the basket. Good for Ethan Tarnay. Tarnay, the talented sophomore, into the lane again. It was Evans playing the safety, finding Tarnay. He got the lay-in, and now this is the Camden Terry that we know and love so well.
Right, and we see Camden has these strong, kind of smaller guards, but they are strong and physical. And, they're going to look to get Evans and Tarnay going early, as well as Miles Thompson. And
Daquan Williams, remember, as well. He's the leading rebounder on the team with about 15 to 16 rebounds a game as, again, Ethan Tarnay gets the Panthers on the board. An offensive foul is called, and it looks like it's going on James Bell. He's in no relation to the former Villanova Wildcat, Taj Bell, as he is referred to, by the way, by head coach Jay Wright. But nevertheless, here come the Panthers. And again, another bad decision here by Tarnay. Almost a travel as Quayon Taylor. Bell for 2. In and out. No, that looked like that was on its way in. Panthers looking to push, and another bad interception again. So back-to-back turnovers for both teams here in the first quarter play. This has been a very, very shaky first quarter. Taylor inside and scores, and Quayon Taylor's got his first 2 points of the night. It's 4-2 West Side, but then Ethan Tarnay, easy coast-to-coast fast break. Again, where's the help defense there by West Side?
Right, and West Side can't allow those guards from Camden to keep getting out ahead of them in transition on offense.
They've done a heck of a job, by the way, so far, as Tarnay has all 4 points. Again, no help defense on both sides by both West Side and Camden. This has just been anything. It's just been anybody's game again, as mentioned. Thompson inside, no good. And the rebound again secured. Here's a fast break opportunity and the dump inside. No, Williams was there for the, I guess you could say for the block. Here comes John Evans. Evans for 3, he's got it. It's 7-4. We saw this again, as mentioned, a year ago by the Panthers. Got out to a very good start, only to have their lead squandered. Down as much by 15. Camden, or Cincinnati Westside, took control in the final 4.5 minutes and lucked out in the state championship. Good backdoor cut, Simmons inside, following the pass again by Tarnay. And now the Panthers, again as mentioned, are off to a good start here in the first quarter. Or I should say, after a shaky first quarter start, now the Panthers starting to pick it up here.
And again, there we see again the guards getting out in transition, getting ahead of Westside, getting some good looks, and able to draw a foul here.
Camden's biggest win, again, as mentioned, was against Haddonfield just a week ago in the sectional finals in South Jersey after John Evans hit a runner to win the game and send Camden fans home happy. Camden is not only playing again to win a state championship, they're also trying to finish out on a high note as Simmons misses 2 shots here. The Panthers have officially closed down the Clarence Turner Gymnasium, and one thing we know is that they will be playing next year in front of a brand new school, a state-of-the-art type school. We know that there's history, again, as mentioned in the making, and one of the biggest names down on the floor is all-time South Jersey leading scorer DeJuan Wagner. In fact, the last time the Panthers won a state championship in group play, DeJuan Wagner was still a senior. In 2001, it's been 16 years ever since on that fateful day. And now Akbar Cook wants to burn a timeout here, a very interesting timeout again, as mentioned. We are expected to have a special halftime guest coming up. We'll let you know who it is. We can't, unfortunately, tell you now who it is, but we will definitely join that person. However, the Camden Panthers lead the west side of Newark, New Jersey, 7-4. Jacob Schwartz again and Terry Collins here. And, you know, Terry, I can honestly say that this is an evenly matched up type of game, whether it's bad shooting or just who wants to win more.
Right, and the thing is, there's key returning players for both teams here. So both teams have players that have seen each other in this championship game. Like I said, both of them have returning players, and both teams are going to definitely look to pull out this victory today.
Well, let's see what the Rough Riders again could do here as they go inside to Taylor. His jumper is good, and Quayon Taylor's got his first field goal. He's got 4. And again, Camden leads Westside 7-6. Now the Panthers again try to answer here as Westside and Camden's going to try to go shot for shot here in this first quarter plays. We're at the halfway point. Evans again in trouble. 3-quarter, no by Simmons. And Taylor, again is there for the rebound. On the other end, basket good by Williams King. King now with 4. In fact, it's been all 4 points. All 8 have been scored by Quayon brothers, Taylor and Quayon Williams King. From the corner, 2 no good. Thompson bump and run. Shot won't go. Williams trying to get the rebound out of bounds. It should be. No, it's not. It's going to be Camden basketball. I thought that was going to be another turnover again by the Panthers. So with 3:24 again remaining here in the first quarter of play, an evenly matched up Group 2 finals. As again, West Side with a 30-point win over Newtown the other night. And Camden with a 30-point win over Rumson Fairhaven. Williams can't get the loose ball, and it's going to be a foul on the floor. Keyshawn Simmons with his first personal foul. It's also the first team foul of the night committed by the Panthers. Parsons. Back to Quayon Williams King. And the Rough Riders looking to get something going here. And we have a timeout called by Akbar Cook. It's going to be a 30-second timeout again. And again, there's been certainly one of the longest, Terry, I got to ask or say, but this has definitely been one of the longest first quarters you've definitely been a part of here today and probably in your entire life.
Right, it has been, but I think that's because both teams have been, kind of slowing it down, not really ripping and running up and down the court. So both teams are trying to get the most out of their possession despite a couple of early turnovers.
It's definitely anybody's game, again, as mentioned, here in at least here in the first quarter of play. As, again, the time is now a little bit after 5 o'clock, which means we're less, by the way, than an hour away from Selection Sunday, the biggest night of the year for college basketball, as tonight the field of 64, but we'll talk about that hopefully later on because we got ourselves a state championship game to worry about. That's the Camden Panthers and Westside High School of Newark, New Jersey. know that Villanova will likely be the only team representing Pennsylvania or the city of Philadelphia. The defending national champions are expected to be the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Where everybody else will stand, we will let you know about that. Meanwhile, it's West Side again with the basketball on top by 1. Tournament of Champions again will be It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network's next assignment, which could very well be pushed back from Wednesday due to winter weather. As Yasim Hooker, who's the second leading scorer of the team, and it's 10-7 West Side. Last touch by Hooker, and it will stay Camden basketball. And here comes Nasir Hinson, one half of the Hinson brothers, or Hinson twins, Nasir and Nasim Hinson. Nasir wears number 10, and his twin, I believe, I could be wrong, wears number 3. No, it's not number 3. We'll find out again, as mentioned, when he checks in. Hinson tries to dump it in, and Williams is perfect positioning as Tarde in trouble. Hinson tries to lob it down to Williams. Here's Hinson. Hinson back to Tarde. Tarde lost it on his own, and then a grab is going to be called on Tarde as Tarde immediately grabs Quayon Williams-King. And now Camden. This is the second team foul again. And what went wrong? Terry, what went wrong on that play?
Well, Tardy's got to settle down and play a lot smarter. This is going to be a tight game where 1 or 2 turnovers couldn't, determine the outcome of this. So, again, their guard play has to be smarter.
Basket good following the turnover, and that one scored, I believe, by Hooker. And Hooker now with 4. 3 different players with 4 points each. And just like that, West Side leading 12-7, another Camden turnover, which means that the Rough Riders will get it here, a bump and run, and they'll call this on John Evans, and that's going to be his, I believe, his first personal. But again, the following teams that is mentioned who have advanced to the Tournament of Champions, the only tournament, by the way, or I should say in the state, the only state as of New Jersey that can produce a Tournament of Champions. Non-public A champions, Don Bosco Prep, non-public B champions, the Patrick School, Group 4 champions, Linden Tigers, and Group 1 champions, Verona. And I'm told that it's going to be, could be Verona and Don Bosco Prep. Most likely it'll be Patrick School. We'll let you know who they're going to face. Still got some, again, as mentioned, some competition that needs to be played with 2 more games, as mentioned, with 1 more game, I should say, as mentioned, that's coming up. Good ball movement again by the Rough Riders. Shot won't fall again. Good dump off looking for, I believe this is Quayon Taylor, and we have a jump ball that's going to stay Rough Rider possession.
West Side ball on the alternating possession. West Side substitution, number 11, Alif Bea Jr.
Alif Bea Jr. now into the ball game. So Bea Jr. now in the ball game with final 38 seconds again remaining here in the first quarter. It's been all West Side, at least for the time being, here in this first. 3 different players, again as mentioned, have scored 4 points. As good teamwork again. The floater is no good, but there's Taylor. He's fouled, and 2 shots coming up again for him. As again right now, Terry, this has been like we saw in the Verona game against Woodbury. We're seeing, again, West Side just showing that they're from the west side of Newark as they're just out-rebounding the boys from the south.
And that's going to be a struggle for Camden if they're not going to get offensive rebounds. Williams and Miles Thompson have to do a better job on the glass because, as you said, in the last game, we seen where Woodbury was out-rebounded on the glass, which played a big part in Verona winning that game.
Taylor missing the first. He'll go to the line and hit the second. And now Quayon Taylor has 5 points. He's leading the way. And Ethan Tarde leading with 4 points of his own. Here's Evans for 3. That shot won't go. And the struggles again by Camden continue. Simmons has found a late whistle. And Simmons should be fortunate again because right now Camden's shots just cannot fall. The struggles, again, as mentioned, continue for them.
Right, and you see the inside play of number 5 from Westside is being Taylor, is playing a big factor right now. He's rebounding offensively, defensively. He's getting some blocks. Unfortunately, he created a foul on that play, but he's playing well inside so far here for Westside.
And things not getting any better again for the Panthers. As to the line is Simmons, missed the first, hits the second. Simmons now with a 1 of 2, and it's 13-8. The final 5 seconds again remaining. Into the lane, Taylor, he's got it to go. Final seconds again, Evans lets it fly. That would have counted. Taylor with his 7th point. Evans, a sure look from half court, but it's a 7-point lead. The Westside Newark Rough Riders 15 and the Camden Panthers 8 on the It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network here in the NJSIAA Group Finals.
We're good.
Hi, my name is Megan Hunter. I'm the owner and director at Groove Dance Fitness Training. We specialize in dance cardio and different genres of music. We also specialize in nutrition, meal plans, and meal prep service. So if you're ready to get fit, come rock with us.
Oh, look, we've got fees.
Ew, really? Oh, it's our Verizon bill.
Look at them. Line access fee, administrative fees. There are even taxes on top of them.
Decent people shouldn't have to live like this.
Did I get it?
T-Mobile ends surprise fees and taxes. That's right. With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included. 4 lines, $40 each. All unlimited, all in. Learn more at a T-Mobile store.
It's Ram Truck Month at Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Spirit has over 400 vehicles to choose from and 70 trucks on the ground ready to roll today. Drive home a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab for as low as $149 per month. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you driving today. Rates start at 0% with terms up to 84 months. For over 25 years, the Delaware Valley's smartest shoppers have been saving thousands on their new vehicle with the Spirit Saver price. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is right off I-95 at the base of the Commodore Barry Bridge. You're only minutes away. Online 24/7 at SpiritChryslerDodgeJeep.com. Spirit, we're selling excitement. Spirit.
We're on. Jacob Schwartz, Terry Collins for the NJSIAA Group Finals here at Rutgers University. This is the Group 2 Finals at Rutgers University. Camden trying to show the 5th time could very well be the charm as they're trying to knock off Westside in the, I guess you could say, the fight of the century. Westside and Camden, who met a season ago. Westside coming from 15 down to knock off Camden a year ago. And Camden trying to say revenge could be sweet. Williams again, great block. A late whistle comes in, and I think this foul is going to be again as mentioned on the ground. Play continuing to pick up where it left off, it seems like. See you.
Simmons at the line.
Yeah, how you doing? Good, man. Jason Lewis. Referee? Yes, sir. Did you ref the game earlier? No, not today.
So to the line goes Keyshawn Simmons.
20 years in South Georgia.
Again, Simmons. Okay. You're Jason Law, right? Yeah. I do that because I've known you for years. Keyshawn Simmons goes to the line again, and he goes 0 for 2. And we're proud to be joined by a very good personal friend that I happen to know pretty well from my days announcing at the Roselle Catholic High School, Jason Law, and 20 years, I'm told, in the making, refereeing here at NJSIAA. Welcome. It's good to see you, as always.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You guys do a great job. Appreciate it.
We thank you again. I thought you were going to say that it's always a pleasure when you're joined by the world's most famous announcer.
I was about to say that.
You know what, but you like it better probably when I... Well, let's talk about, again, what it means to be a part of NJSIAA basketball, because the first thing you have to think about is that the group finals are played in, I think, a very nice venue at Rutgers. And then you have the non-public finals. This year especially, Don Bosco Prep and the Patrick School, who won yesterday, which I'm told were 2 very good games. And the first 2 games so far, Verona and Linden winning states. I know how well you know Phil Colicchio. What does this mean to be in a great state like this where you have this kind of basketball?
It doesn't get better than this. And these are some of the top high school basketball players in the country, perhaps in the world. And to get them in a venue like this, I'm proud. I'm proud to be part of the community, the family we call high school basketball.
So are you doing, by any chance, any will you be doing the last game by any chance with Teaneck and Ewing?
Not this year. I'm retired for the year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I am hurt.
I put my time in. We got to pass the wealth around.
You know, it's amazing, though, because I guess when you think about it, because there's always – New Jersey is divided up into so many different sections, and that's one of the things that makes New Jersey different from other basketball. It's the only state that can produce or have a tournament of champions. What would you say about stuff like that, and what makes the TOC special?
Well, Jersey, by size, is a small enough state that you can get anywhere, in a very short period of time. We have 6 different, call them divisions. We got the group 1 through 4, and non-public A and B. And these teams play each other throughout the year. They come down to showcases from the north to the south. The south teams head up to north. So there's a tremendous amount of competition, both in the postseason, but also a sense of rivalry that develops within the season that when you get here to the RAC, I mean, it's a homecoming for the entire state.
Jason, let me ask you, how much pressure is it on a referee to be officiating in a big game like this state title game?
There's less pressure for the referees probably than the ball players or the coaches. We're professionals. We ref big games throughout the season. This is just yet another one. The larger the crowd, the less you hear them. The bigger the band, the less you get yelled at. It's high quality, and we're just preparing for it. 22 games prior to this one.
Right, and I know a lot of times, fans and coaches and players, they expect you to get almost every call right, but and not that that's necessarily possible. But again, that's why a lot of times it seems like it's so much pressure on you guys.
Well, unlike everyone else in the sport, the officials are held to the highest standard, both professionally and accurately. For instance, any number of people in the fans will tell me I'm blind and I stink, but I can't say the same back to them.
I think Bob Hurley might have actually mentioned something like that. Because remember, we actually did a game together but Bob Hurley has said that to people for 45 years. And I mean, you're not the only person that it seems like he's mentioned that to.
Yeah. Well, there's several coaches in this state who are truly living legends, yes. Still producing wins, still producing championships. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm honored to be part of the family that we call New Jersey and South Jersey basketball.
Well, right now, West Side, again, is still leading Camden 17-8. We're, again, talking with 20-year official Jason Laurie, who I happen to know pretty well from reffing up in my days in the NJSIAA. What was it to you, if you had to pick at least, I know there's probably been so many games that you've had, what was it to you, the best game that you've ever done in the 20 years you've been officiating?
I have probably 2 or 3 outstanding games every year, so I can't pick one, but I can tell you this year, I was honored to I was assigned the game Camden against St. Augustine's in Paul VI at a showcase, and it was one of the finest games, one of the great matchups that I've had to officiate in the past 20 years. And as far as the crew, myself and my two partners on the game, Rob Murtha and Rick Lipford, we were told afterwards that we reffed flawlessly, that we blew what was necessary and nothing more. We added nothing unnecessary to the game. And when we were in the locker room afterwards, we said, you know what, if the season ended right now, we'd feel accomplished.
Yeah, and I mean, like a lot of people say that it just seems like the referees are always, and this is every state you go to, but everybody always says that the referees are the bad guys, that they're the ones that they ruin the game. And I disagree completely. I've always differed with that. I've always said that it's all about the team type of play. The referee can make the game interesting. He can make it certainly a lot different, but he's not going to be the guy that's responsible for a team losing the game.
Well, let me summarize it this way. Our state assigner, Rob Riley, I'll quote him in stating, "Call the elephants, ignore the ants."
Yeah,
and that's phenomenal, because every fan in here, they want the ant. They want you to call that in their favor, but that's not what the game's about. The game's about letting these 10 young men on the floor do their thing and call only what's necessary, interrupt the play only when it's required.
Right now, we've got a really good matchup between Westside and Camden, as it looks like we're going to be walking the floor here as Miles Thompson's going to go to the line. And you said this to us earlier, Jason, that Camden is a very unique type of basketball team. And I know that you've probably known John Valor, who's been coaching at least 24 years, if not longer. What can you say about a guy like him, and do you think this is the year that he finally gets over the hump, because he's waited over 25 years to win a state title? He never could cut the mustard, as they say, at Cherry Hill East, but he's been in this stage with Camden for 4 straight years. This is actually his fourth straight year, the team's 5th overall year, and it would be the first since DeJuan Wagner in 2001.
Well, I'm rooting for John. He's put his time in. He is as passionate as you could possibly be, and that's a jump ball.
That is a jump ball. Are you technically still on the clock, by the way, on that?
I'm not getting paid. You can send me that check in the mail.
No, you know what? I don't blame you, by the way, for doing that. Terry, do you have any final thoughts, by the way?
Last question. In your 20 years, what would you say is your one biggest single moment in officiating?
Wow, that's a good question. I'll tell you, last year I worked a Tournament of Champions game, and I mean, that's what we work hard every year, both preseason and during the season, so that we can get the assignment at the end of the season. So last year I progressed to a Tournament Champions game. My state assigner, Rob Riley, assigned that to me, so it showed confidence in my ability, and we worked a very good game, a clean game, and I think we were out there for the kids, and they played a great game.
Well, that's really
let me give one final shout out. I've worked for many folks in this industry. I've worked in Philadelphia, New York, and South Jersey in 22 years. And Jeff Cohen's one of the finest assigners I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And Rob Riley as well, one of the greatest state assigners. So I just want to say thank you to those two men.
Well, let's keep you here for just a few minutes, because right now Camden is making a run here, down by 4, but then the basket good for Quayon Taylor. And Taylor's got it going on again, as mentioned here, with 9 points. And Jason, I mean, have you seen both of these teams this year? I mean, I know you said you've seen Camden, but have you seen Westside? I mean, this is a physical basketball team, as Miles Thompson gets his 7th point, so he's leading the way for Camden. Are you impressed by this Westside program and a guy like Akbar Cook? 'Cause this is a guy who's had 16 years as a coach himself.
Very impressed. We don't get up north at all during the season, so
you don't get to see Akbar.
We do not, unless a team comes down south for a showcase. St. Anthony's does every year.
Yes.
So, no, we don't. But every year I've been here for the past 4 years watching Camden, and I've got a chance at how this program is run, and it's thoroughly impressive.
Yep.
And it goes back to the passion of the coaches. That makes the difference. There's a tremendous amount of talent in this state, but when you can hone it underneath a coach who has an idea, a game plan, that's when they get to this court on an annual basis.
Yeah, and Camden, or I guess you could say, went the distance with St. Anthony's a few weeks ago at the Camden Showcase. You did, I know, a game there. You and I actually spoke at Camden. And R.J. Cole won the game at the buzzer. And, I mean, just like you said, the passion of the crowd made that game really exciting. I mean, it was also about two legendary type of coaches who have at least 60 years of experience between the two of them.
Yeah, they're living legends. You add Coach Rodeo to that mix, and like I said, it's an honor to work in this state and for some living legends such as those guys, and to be part of whoever develops from here on out. We had Woodbury playing earlier, and the Woodbury coach is as class act as you can ask for. He sets a great example for the young men.
Well, I'm definitely impressed, like you said, with Justin Barringer. Right now, Camden within 2 here with 2 minutes to go. That floater no good, and for the first time, I believe, since early in the first, Camden can tie or take the lead on a 3. Williams, and not the best of decisions, as here come the Rough Riders. The reversal. What a move again by the Rough Riders. Alif Bea Jr. And that was an impressive, again, maneuver by Alif Bea. Rough Riders, again, are within, or I should say up by 4 with 90 seconds again remaining. Miles Thompson lead the way with 7 for Camden. And it's Quayon Taylor lead the way with 10. And it looks like we're going to have a whistle and a foul. Now, Jason, the first game I think you and I ever met, and I could be wrong about this, but didn't we do my first ever New Jersey game? The biggest one I feel like I've done so far was Roselle Catholic and St. Anthony's. You were on that crew, I think, for that game that night, if I'm wrong about that. And this was about 3-4 years ago when Marcus McDuffie and Torian Thompson were the stars of that, and Isaiah Briscoe was the star point guard. Now, I know you did one of those games, I think. When you say that you could be around great type of coaches like Paul Rodeo and Bob Hurley and John Valor, I mean, do you think these are, other than Hurley, who is in the Hall of Fame, do you think any of these other coaches, especially a guy like Rodeo? Because, I mean, I was just actually in Atlantic City a few days ago, found out that his brother is the president of the Tropicana, in case you knew. I'm assuming you knew that.
Yeah, we knew that. We get a good deal down there.
Tony takes care of you?
Once a year, we have a basketball evening down there, and we get a good deal. Yeah, we appreciate that.
That his brother actually, if I'm correct, I believe that his brother actually, maybe I'm wrong, but doesn't Paul's his other brother provide information on that? And he invited me to that again for this coming year. I mean, but do you think Rodeo still has any more years left in him?
Oh, absolutely. He's phenomenal. Let me give you a quick Rodeo story. Last year I was reffing a rather ugly game at the Cherry Hill East Showcase, and St. Augie's was playing Winslow, and it was a one-sided match, and one of those games it's very hard to officiate. You try not to have to blow the whistle, but you have to, and I made a terrible call, and it was possibly the worst call of my career, and it was against Coach Rodeo's team, and the next time down court when I had a chance to get in front of him, because he certainly let me know how bad a call it was at the time, I said, Coach, I apologize. That was the worst call of my career. He said, I agree. He said, but if I had to tell you all of my bad calls throughout my career, we wouldn't have enough time in the day. So the man's a class act, and he's got many more years of championship basketball in him.
We hope you will as well. West Side Rough Riders again lead Camden 23-21 at halftime. Jason Laurie, we appreciate you stopping by. I know you've got a lot of stuff to do, and I always enjoy, like I said, being around you because I've known you for close to about 5 years, and I'll tell you what, even though I'm a resident of Pennsylvania, I certainly can say it's not a bad idea coming down to this state because I think New Jersey basketball is as good as talent as there is. So, Jason, we thank you again for stopping by. Good to see you again as always. Again, halftime again here at the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association Group Finals again here at Rutgers Athletic Center. Westside trying to make it 2 in a row here in Group 2 play.
It's Ram Truck Month at Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Spirit has over 400 vehicles to choose from and 70 trucks on the ground ready to roll today. Drive home a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab for as low as $149 per month. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you driving today. Rates start at 0% with terms up to 84 months. For over 25 years, the Delaware Valley's smartest shoppers have been saving thousands on their new vehicle with the Spirit Saver price. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is right off I-95 at the base of the Commodore Barry Bridge. You're only minutes away. Online 24/7 at SpiritChryslerDodgeJeep.com. Spirit, we're selling excitement. Spirit.
Hi, my name is Megan Hunter. I'm the owner and director at Groove Dance Fitness Training. We specialize in dance cardio and different genres of music. We also specialize in nutrition, meal plans, and meal prep service. So if you're ready to get fit, come rock with us.
Look, we've got fees.
Ew, really?
Oh, it's our Verizon bill.
Look at them. Line access fee, administrative fees. There are even taxes on top of them.
Decent people shouldn't have to live like this.
Did I get it?
T-Mobile ends surprise fees and taxes. That's right. With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included. 4 lines, $40 each. All unlimited, all in. Learn more at a T-Mobile store.
Jacob Schwartz back here at the Rutgers Athletic Center, the RAC here at Rutgers University, Piscataway, New Jersey. Westside trying to make it 2 in a row here at the Group 2 NJSIAA Group Finals as they lead the Camden Panthers 23-21. Terry Collins also with us, and we're excited to welcome back with us Brian Warwick. And Brian, it's good to see you as always, and you've enjoyed your day again as mentioned so far here. And what can you tell us again about what this matchup has been?
Well, this matchup has turned into a great game. Camden, unfortunately, is 2 for 12 from the foul line, and too many turnovers to go along with it. Westside, who has 2 of their starters out due to injuries, is a pretty talented and scrappy bunch. They're playing D, they share the ball. I see this tempo getting a little faster and a little more hectic, and I see a great finish coming here.
Yeah, Quayon Taylor leading the way with, I believe, with a, if I'm right, with a 9-point performance. He's leading the way, and it's Ethan Tarde who leads Camden High with an 8-point performance. We bring back Terry Collins in, and again, I know it's been a difficult day for you again with the Woodbury Thundering Herd coming up a little bit short, but again, certainly a good effort on their part. Another South Jersey team that we know all too well. It could be an 0 for 2 day, actually 0 for 3 with Shawnee going down earlier today to Linden.
And I agree with what he said. Foul shots is going to be crucial. We've seen in their South Jersey Group 2 title game against Haddonfield, they struggled from the foul line, and they were able to escape that game. But today, against a team like Westside, they're not going to be able to continue to shoot that way and think that they're going to escape today.
Yeah, thanks to a special thanks go out to our guest, referee Jason Laurie, who I actually had the privilege of meeting back in the Philadelphia days as he was reffing in the Philadelphia Public League, has established himself here in New Jersey. Again, he's been a 20-year veteran of officials, and you don't get better officiating, and you really don't get the best type of basketball like you do really here in the state of New Jersey. So, gentlemen, I guess it's quite simple. West Side on top by 2. What do they need to do to bring home title number 2?
Well, Westside, they need to stay out of foul trouble. I know one of their players is struggling right there, and that's James Bell. He has 3. And if he can get himself together and play with 3 fouls, it's going to be a daunting task for Camden. But it's a 2-point game. Camden, if they can stop turning the ball over and they can knock down their free throws, they can win this game.
I mean, we really didn't get a chance to see much. We really were glancing at most of the second quarter. But again, when you talk about the size, the dynamic duo of Daquan Williams and Miles Thompson, you really don't get a more formidable 1-2 punch in the front court like you do with those two.
No, you're correct. And Camden needs to do a better job of getting the ball into Miles. He is, on the short opportunities he's had, he's made some positive things happen. So if Camden can take care of the ball, they're gonna do just fine. And on the other side, Taylor, the big forward for Westside, he's been a problem on the inside. So, I mean, the two teams match up very well. And I would think the second half is going to be a great half.
And Taylor, actually, by the way, I want to point out, Taylor's the one with lead the way with 9 points, not Quayon Williams-King, who's actually the normal league scorer with 16 points a game. Again, Ethan Tarde with 8. We're back with the second half right after this on the It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network, presented by ShopRite. I'm Jacob Schwartz, along with Brian Warren and Terry Collins. Westside leads Camden 23-21. Jeff. Red commercial. Back here again at the Rucker Athletic Center for It's All About Sports' coverage of the NJSIAA Group Finals here at the Rucker Athletic Center. Jacob Schwartz, Terry Collins joining us again, as mentioned here. And Camden Panthers looking for state title number 12 and their first since 2001. Having a little trouble here against the West Side in the highly anticipated rematch of the Group 2 Finals, as Quayon Taylor leading the way with 9 points and Ethan Tarde leading Camden with an 8-point performance. So again, we're just about set to go here. But before we begin, Terry, we bring you back. Terry Collins, we bring back in. So far, Westside has taken control again, as mentioned, this game. Camden has just missed out on a lot of opportunities in the first half.
Right, and I think Camden has to slow things down, get more use out of their possessions, take better shots. A couple times it looked like kind of one-on-one ball being played out there with guys rushing shots up, not running through sets. And also, again, foul shooting is going to be crucial for any game, period, let alone a state championship game. They can't afford to continue to shoot how they have from the foul line. All right, because if that's the case, then Westside's better off fouling Camden in certain situations, sending them to the line.
So we're just about set to start the second half. We want to thank again our special guests of the night, Jason Laurie, and our usual partner in crime, Brian Warwick, for giving us their 2 cents again and insight on tonight's festivities. And again, it'll be Westside possession to start the second half, as again, Westside's state title certainly is up for grabs again, as mentioned. Then the final game will take place between the Ewing Blue Devils and the defending Group 3 champions, T-Neck. Good spin move again and twirl. Shot won't go. Taylor trying to get the rebound out of bounds, and here come the Panthers with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3.
Well, again, here's Camden with the ball, and they're going to have to get something started early to take this momentum. For the most part of that first half, Westside has had momentum. We'll see if Camden can get it back here in the second half.
Well, there's a good example, like you just mentioned, and Daquan Williams again with a nice backdoor cut. I don't understand why Valor really going right after Williams on that. That was a perfect backdoor cut. The only thing that was going to happen is the worst thing that comes to worst is either he's going to get fouled or he's going to miss an easy layup or he's going to make a layup. And now Williams will go to the line here again. Williams is the lead rebounder, 15 a game, but foul shooting again, as you mentioned, Terry, has struggles have continued here.
And listen, this is going to make or break Camden right now. They've got a 2-point deficit here. And imagine had they hit half of those free throw attempts that they missed, they'd be winning right now.
Back-to-back years that we've seen Camden, again, as mentioned, compete here in the Group 2 finals. Camden just never had a shot in the first meeting, but then when they took on Westside, this team was up by almost 15 points. Westside, it took almost 4 minutes and I think 15 seconds a year ago to make the run of a lifetime and luck out as Westside answers, and both teams just going shot for shot. Yasim Hooker, I believe, was a big part of that a season ago. He's a rising senior for Coach Akbar Cook. Good ball movement again as Tarnay in trouble. Here is Evans for three. He's fouled from behind. And he will shoot here. And again, Rob Riley, who, by the way, is the assigner of this tournament of the NJSIAA, I believe, group finals. He is that correct, Rob Riley? Rob's the assigner, right? Yeah, Rob. Oh, right. Rob Riley, senior, my apologies. The assigner, his son, by the way, one of the officials for tonight's game. And again, foul shooting struggles continue, like you said, Terry. John Evans had an opportunity as, again, I'm told the Camden Panthers from the line, 3 of 15. Make that 4 of 16 after that one. As, again, John Evans, 15 points a game. As the second overall leading scorer on the team, Evans goes 2 of 3. So 2 of 3 again for John Evans. And it's 25-24, Westside again on top. With a minute again, as mentioned, gone by here in the second half of play. Camden trying to end the drought and win its first state championship. It's 12th overall. As the basket good for, I believe, Quayon Williams-King with his 8th point. That shot will not fall. Camden looking for 3. They're not going to get that one. Again, the Panthers looking for the drive for 12, for a dozen. And their first title in 16 years. Thompson again. This is a guy that you don't want to mess with. Again, under the boards. Thompson off the west side miss. Again, we're approaching 2 minutes gone by here in the third quarter of play. Tarnay again. As Camden looking for the right shot. Thompson shot. No. Rebound again. Nobody there for the boards for the Panthers. And the Rough Riders again are certainly cruising here in this third quarter.
And I think Camden's going to have to get Miles Thompson established here. He seems to be their emotional leader here. He hasn't got as many touches, I think, as he should. So I think if they can get him established on the inside, get the momentum going here, it's going to be a big thing for them.
Well, right now the momentum is certainly favoring Westside. James Bell with his, I guess you could say, with the drive, and he'll look to capitalize again here. 5:47 again remaining here in the third quarter. And Akbar Cook, I'm wondering if he's trying to, I guess you could say, do some strategy here. So that basket good for Bell. You know, a lot of people were saying that James Bell was not getting involved enough. That's actually Bell's first field goal, or I should say his first point here in this second half. Actually, that's the first point that he has scored all game. And 2 for 2 for Bell. And again, Bell can be very involved for a team that has won, again, 24 games as opposed to a Camden team, I believe, was won about 26 games. Tarnay in trouble again. Finds Simmons. Simmons is doubled up. Finds Thompson. Thompson the bump. Thompson the run, the bank open. He's got it to go. And Thompson now at 9. He overtakes Ethan Tarnay. Again, congratulations to all the state champions, and a special congrats to the Delaware state champions. I believe It's All About Sports had coverage yesterday, the DIAA. That would be Smyrna, who defeated Caravelle yesterday at the Bob Carpenter Center. Right now, it's the Westside Rough Riders again, leading by 3. Thompson with a much-needed basket. Here is Bell reversing his feet. Right-hand scoop, no good. The rebound again. Another offensive rebound. This is just like we saw in the Woodbury-Verona matchup. Shot won't go again. Another offensive rebound, but this time it looks like it is going... Oh, wait a minute. They're calling it on Camden. It's going to be on the Panthers. Keyshawn Simmons, his second personal. That's the second team foul. This is deja vu all over again, like Verona Woodbury.
Right, and again, we've seen where foul shooting has played a big part. The lack of rebounding defensively has played a part, and Westside has got some second chance putbacks that they've capitalized, and as you see, they have this 3-point lead here.
Panthers just can't get anything going. Evans trying to force a turnover. He does. Evans lost it for a brief moment and then forces a forces a trap. I'll tell you what, John Valor better be careful here, because we're sitting next to a representative of the NJSIAA, knowing that that's a technical foul right there. If he crosses the other side of the plate, he's going to be in his respective box. A traveling violation, another turnover again. It's Westside it's Rough Rider basketball.
Westside, again, they have a 3-point lead here, and they're honestly lucky that Camden's not winning this game right now with the way the opportunities Camden has had from the free throw line. But luckily for Westside, they haven't shot well at all.
50% once again, as mentioned. John Evans lost it on his own, and it's going to stay Camden again basketball. And once again, back-to-back turnovers for the Rough Riders, yet the Panthers have been unable to counter here. So with 4:07 again remaining here in the third quarter, Camden still trails 29-26. Another bad play, and Bell is all alone. He'll flush it home.
And this game has been pretty sloppily played here in the second half. A lot of turnovers by both sides, and this is something Camden can't afford if they're going to look to avenge that loss from last year.
Miles Thompson, by the way, fouled on the other end, called on Quayon Taylor. If you're John Valor, you got to really calm your team down right now and try to get the right basket. Ball will be inbounded again by Evans. Here's Thompson into the lane. Thompson's shot will go. Williams is hit. Whistles again are silent. And again, the struggles by the Panthers continue here, as right now the Rough Riders have just beaten the Panthers on both ends again of the basketball. So far, it has been as you say, a central or even north type of day, as Newark is leading South Jersey. Shawnee, Woodbury, and now Camden have all struggled again, as mentioned, against this Central Jersey. This is what group play, again, as mentioned, is truly about, as the basket is scored by Hooker. He is I guess you could say he's the first player in double figures. Hooker, by the way, with that last basket, has now become the overall league scorer with 10. Thompson out of bounds, intended for Thompson. As again, this time I think John Valor has burned at least a good time out here. His team trails by 7, 33-26, with 3:08 again remaining here in the third quarter. 3:08 again remaining here in the third quarter of play. The third of 4 NJSIAA group finals. As again, coming up next will be the Group 3 finals. So the defending champions, the Teaneck basketball team, will take on the Ewing Blue Devils. Ewing back in the Group 3 finals for the second time in 3 years. Westside also back in the finals for the second time, looking to make it back-to-back championships. Linden has already done that today in Group 4 action, knocking off Shawnee. Right now, the momentum has certainly shifted to the Rough Riders again. Good ball movement again. That three open. No shot won't go, but another offensive rebound. And Terry, the struggles again continue here as the Rough Riders again just continue to own the night.
Right, and Camden has the ball here down 7. They're going to have to start making use of every single possession here because, again, they're not getting opportunities at the foul line with continuing to miss. So, you know, these possessions are going to be real crucial for the rest of this quarter.
Evans, again, as mentioned, missing. The struggles continue here as John Evans forcing a steal. Evans spinning and twirling. Back to Tarde. Inside again, and he'll shoot. Don't count the basket. But again, here come the Panthers with an opportunity with 2:10 to go, as really Westside could be on the verge of winning yet another state championship for the second consecutive year, and I believe it would be for the school. Last year was their first in school history, and now Ethan Tarde goes to the line. He's had a decent night tonight. Tarde now with 9 points, ties himself up again with Miles Thompson. substitutions again, as mentioned, I think now into the ball game. Alif Baya Jr., a rising senior. Here's Tarde, and he's got a pair. Tarde, the first player again in double figures with 10. Back to a 5-point game here. Here is Baya. Intercepted again, and here come the Panthers. Evans trying to speed his way in. Back out again to Hinson. Hinson to Tarde. Tarde dumping it inside of the big man. Thompson is denied. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Panthers. What a job by Yassim Hooker. He's done it here, Terry, on both ends tonight.
Right, and again, like I said earlier, the inside play of Westside is going to be a key and crucial part of this game, and their big men have played well, not only offensively, but they've played well defensively against Williams and Thompson.
Very impressed again, as mentioned, by the way, with the play of Yassim Hooker. As he's really, like you said, he's done it on both ends of the basketball. 1:20 again, as mentioned, remaining here in the third. Again, it's 33-28 in favor. 33-28 again, as mentioned, favor of Westside. Floater, that one will not fall. Rebound again secured, and again, another offensive rebound, and another offensive rebound inside. Taylor delivers once again. Taylor now with 11. Taylor now with 11. Westside back on top. 7. Another interception again. Another poor decision by the Panthers. Inside, easy 2 by Alif Baya Jr. And it's a 9-point game. Tarde inside. That won't go. Tarde gets it back and scores. Tarde now with 12, a final 15 seconds remaining. Again, Taylor with 11 and Hooker with 10. And we have a foul. I think it's going. It's on Nasir Hinson.
Third team foul.
Foul called again on Hinson. A long lob. It'll count. And that will do it. And the first, should say, through 3 quarters of play, Camden still trailing. Again, as mentioned, by 7 as their bid for a 12th state championship. Could be less than 8 minutes to go. Westside trying to go back-to-back. Trying to become the second team in the afternoon to go back-to-back. They lead by 7 here at the Rucker Athletic Center.
Oh, look, we've got fees.
Ew, really? Oh, it's our Verizon bill.
Look at them. Line access fee, administrative fees. There are even taxes on top of them.
Decent people shouldn't have to live like this.
Did I get it?
T-Mobile ends surprise fees and taxes. That's right. With T-Mobile One, taxes and fees are now included. 4 lines, $40 each. All unlimited, all in. Learn more at a T-Mobile store.
It's Ram Truck Month at Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Spirit has over 400 vehicles to choose from and 70 trucks on the ground ready to roll today. Drive home a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab for as low as $149 per month. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you driving today. Rates start at 0% with terms up to 84 months. For over 25 years, the Delaware Valley's smartest shoppers have been saving thousands on their new vehicle with the Spirit Saver price. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is right off I-95 at the base of the Commodore Barry Bridge. You're only minutes away. Online 24/7 at SpiritChryslerDodgeJeep.com. Spirit, we're selling excitement. Spirit.
Hi, my name is Megan Hunter. I'm the owner and director at Groove Dance Fitness Training. We specialize in dance cardio and different genres of music. We also specialize in nutrition, meal plans, and meal prep service. So if you're ready to get fit, come rock with us.
Fourth and final quarter here at the Rucker Athletic Center, at least for game number 3. Still one more exciting game will remain here today at the Rucker Athletic Center. After I guess you could say, a dinner break, we're finally back on the air for good high school basketball action. It's 37-30. Westside leads Camden. Westside trying to make it back-to-back state championships and try to advance to the Tournament of Champions. It'll be Camden ball, looking to try to finally get over that hump. Is 5 the charm for this Camden Panther basketball team? Ball will be inbounded again, goes to Hinson. Back to Tarnay. Tarnay into the lane. He could have been called for a travel. Evans with it. Evans, the pull-up. That shot will go. And somehow Evans gets the break that he needed. He's got 7. And is this the start that John Valor is anticipating?
Yeah, and again, there's a good shot by Evans. He got a good bounce here. As we said, 3-point shot. But again, I'd like to see Camden get some inside presence going with Miles Thompson. Like I said, he's been a big ball of energy for them pretty much all year, and he's kind of been quiet here in this game. So maybe they can get him started here in this last 7:22.
We know that the struggles, again, as mentioned, have continued for the Panthers. Again, coming up next, it will be Ewing High School, and they are going to take on Teaneck, the defending Group 3 champions, as we have defending champions who are playing next, as Thompson, bad pass again by Tarnay, out of bounds. The turnovers and struggles. Again, another turnover, another bad decision. Again, that's now 7 turnovers here in the second half, committed by the Panthers. So we are so again, with a minute gone by, and now the Rough Riders again of Newark Westside. That one almost taken away, and they'll call the foul. This one will go on John Evans. That's going to be personal number 4.
Second personal, team number 4.
It's going to be a great night again of high school basketball. It's already been a great day that started our day a little bit after 12. And will likely get done close to about 9 o'clock tonight, where we will have post-game interviews for both teams. Another offensive rebound. What a save again, but the Panthers are able to come up with it. Here comes Evans with it. Inside to Williams. Williams, he's rejected. Thompson, though, and we have a 1-possession game. And Miles Thompson with 11 and close to 10 rebounds. And now, Terry, here come the Panthers looking sharp, trying to make a run at history.
And as you've seen, Thompson there providing a little spark with that layup after the rebound. But again, like I've been saying for the last quarter and a half, they should get Thompson established down low. He can get these guys motivated and going, I think.
Well, we'll hope that that's going to pay off again, as Coach Akbar Cook would like to talk things over. This is going to be a full timeout with 5:59 again left to go. Here in regulation, the NJSIAA State Championship. It's Group 2 edition here at the Rucker Athletic Center. So Camden again trying to keep things going here as they trail by 3. Westside again, as mentioned, trying to win its second state championship. And the Camden Panthers try to make it 12 state championships. A long-time state, a long-time school that, again, as Camden players said in an interview with us just a few days ago, Camden loves their basketball, and they get a following. They certainly do. When they get a following, they certainly deliver. And a lot of the biggest names reside in that area. Heck, here today at Rutgers is longtime NBA sports agent Leon Rose, who's a native of the South Jersey area, a big supporter of Camden basketball. And again, DeJuan Wagner, who has been on the bench all season long with Camden, the longtime South Jersey native, all-time leader in South Jersey history. Again, another offensive rebound. It's going to be on the floor. And again, the struggles continue, Terry, for the Camden Panthers.
And again, struggles not only offensively, but struggles from the foul line, struggles rebounding. But again, they have 5:49 to figure this out. They're only down by 3 points, fortunately, so they have some time left.
They still have to get some steals. They have to get some stops. That's the thing that they have to do. And the Rough Riders have converted in the last couple of possessions. Again, there's no shot clock here in the state of New Jersey. So again, if you're the Rough Riders, you can take as much time off the clock as you please. Here's Williams King. The step back, pull up jumper is good, and King now with 10. He is the third scorer in double figures. And on the other end, that's Ethan Tarde. Tarde now with 14 points, but back and forth again we go here. Camden, if they're going to miss, if Rough Riders of Westside are going to make their shots, Camden's going to have to respond here. The key, again, as mentioned, Terry, has to be the rebounding, which Camden has been unable to do on the offensive and defensive end.
And it's almost, again, looking like this game that we've seen here before, the Woodbury-Verona game, where the rebounding has been lopsided, and the team that has offensive rebounded well ended up winning last game, and this could be the case here today with Camden High being out-rebounded.
I remember somebody once told me it's not about winning, it's about wanting it more. And no one's wanted to win more, in my opinion, than Westside. But right now, Akbar Cook doing the smart thing, and he's certainly having his team run out the clock. He's spreading the floor here, trying to get the four quarters as Taylor King. Actually, excuse me, that was Taylor, not Taylor King. And again, forcing out of bounds is John Evans. Evans stepping up in a big way on the defensive end. And now Camden with an opportunity to tie this game with a three as Simmons, I believe, I don't know if he checked in or if he's just staying in. Looks like Simmons was already in the ball game. All right, the Panthers with an opportunity at the halfway point here in regulation. Again, Camden trailing 39-36. Jacob Schwartz and Terry Collins on a It's All About Sports edition of the NJSIAA Boys and Girls Group State Championships presented by ShopRite. Monster offensive foul on the other end. And just when it looked like Camden was going to get that break, it backfires with a big offensive charge by the Panthers.
Right, and they've got to keep their composure. They can't get too excited. I think they were just excited about the opportunity to tie it and kind of rush things there. As we see Evans limping a little bit there. He's going to walk it off.
Well, Camden with that last foul puts them in the penalty, and John Evans will go to the line here and shoot. A one-on-one situation again as Quayon Williams-King, the team's leading senior with 16 points a game, goes to the line, and he misses. And Thompson's there for the rebound. Evans looked like he was bumped on that one. Tarde again with it, into the lane, and we have a one-point game thanks to Ethan Tarde. The leading man with 16, Camden has cut this to within one. Terry, can you ask for a better game like tonight?
Well, this is what we expected. This is what we came here for today, this rematch, and they're giving the crowd the best they can right now.
And a traveling violation by the Rough Riders. And I'll tell you what, with this building now starting to work its way back, you can't even hear anything right now. This is hollow ground again, as mentioned, here at the RAC, Rucker Athletic Center. Here comes Camden, looking for their first lead since early in the first quarter of play. Evans, hop-stepping his way in. Williams, no! Simmons is fouled from behind, and the Panthers will shoot two here and an opportunity to give themselves their first lead since early in the first quarter. What a second effort by the Panthers.
Yeah, and again, here's where it's going to boil down to foul shooting. Williams missed an easy opportunity there, so he's got to do better in that perspective. But it's going to boil down to, like we've been saying all game, foul shots. Simmons has shot pretty bad from the foul line, and he has an opportunity to give Camden the lead here.
Tie game by Keyshawn Simmons. And this crowd, again, has mentioned that mostly has been, I guess you could say, has been silent for most of this ball game. Has come back to life. This is as loud as we have heard this crowd. Now, you said this yourself, Terry. Camden doesn't have a student section. What they have is a following, and they have brought that all the way to Rutgers, and these fans are showing their support. They've done it all season long.
And if they can ride the wave of this crowd right now, they'll have an opportunity to win this game. And you can hear this, the volume in the stadium has turned up a notch.
But a monster three on the other end by Parsons. Parsons immediately quieting the Camden crowd, and now this certainly just got real. No for Tarde, but yes for Thompson, as Thompson, I believe, has just grabbed rebound number 14. Thompson with 13. We're going to stay put right here as we're tied at 42. Jacob Schwartz again and Terry Collins for the It's All About Sports Broadcast Network edition of the NJSIAA Boys and Girls State Group Championships presented by ShopRite. And Terry, what a matchup this has been. It was a slow start. Both teams were very, very sloppy. Camden has made a run, tying this game now at 42 apiece. And Ethan Tarde with 16 points. But, you know, I'll tell you this, the West Side again has just continued to shoot the ball well here in this fourth.
And they have, but again, they've allowed Camden to hang around. It seems like West Side has dominated this game, but when you look at the scoreboard, we're here at 42 all, and again, they've let Camden hang around. They haven't totally taken advantage of some of their possessions and opportunities, and now we see where Camden's starting to shoot a little better from the foul line, so it could be a big, decisive factor in this game the rest of the way.
You know, Camden, about a year ago, Camden had a 15-point lead, and they let Westside, they opened their doors and let Westside come right back to them. And now it seems like this is history repeating itself on the other end, as Westside Camden has taken control really here in this second half, and that's exactly what you were saying to start the second half. Camden's going to have to go on the run. They've done just that. But again, if Camden does go on to win this game, provide some breathing room. These fans, you may have to actually arrest some of these fans. There is no way you're going to keep these fans off the court at the end of tonight's contest. Right now, the Rough Riders again with the ball and the game again, as mentioned, Todd. Even some members of our, our members of the It's All About Sports family, Camden natives, they all want to see the Panthers win this one, including our boss, the CEO of It's All About Sports, Rob King. He's a Camden alum. He would love to see a state championship under his wing. A foul called in a 1-on-1 situation with 2:08 left to go here in regulation. So, 1-on-1 situation coming up again, and Quayon Taylor will go to the line here as Taylor now with 11, again among 3 players in double figures for the Rough Riders. Taylor with the crowd certainly behind him on both sides, and Taylor missed. No, he got it. He made the best, I should say, Taylor somehow got that one to go. It hit the top of the iron and somehow bounced its way in. My goodness, I didn't expect that one. I don't think anybody did. Taylor now again with 12 points, looking for 13. He does not get this one, though. Same exact shot, but this time it bounces. Here come the Panthers, trying to take their first lead since early in the first quarter. Actually, since in the fourth. Inside Simmons, and Camden leads by 1. Simmons, who gave Camden the lead early in the fourth quarter. Camden retakes the lead. It was only a short time before the Rough Riders answered with a 3. Inside again, that shot won't go. Another offensive rebound. 2 shots coming up again by Yassim Hooker. This is the time, Terry, where Camden has got to control the glass, and they haven't been able to do so all night.
Right, and at the end of this, if they're unfortunate enough to lose this game, they're going to really look back at a lot of these possessions where they allowed easy offensive rebounds that led to points.
Hooker missing the first again, and I'll tell you what, fortunate enough that the Rough Riders have continued to miss shots when it's counted. And listen to this, listen to these Camden followers again, as Hooker, the best thing he could do is tie it for the Rough Riders. And he misses a pair. A rare 2 misses for Yasim Hooker, who's actually an 85% or better foul shooter. Evans and Camden with a 1-point lead could be 90 seconds away from their first state championship in 16 years. The ball taken away. Hooker inside. He's got it, a foul. What a move by Hooker. After we had mentioned that Camden was 1 possession away from their first title since 2001, Hooker gets the steal, makes up for the 2 missed foul shots, and gives the Rough Riders the lead. A bad turnover again by the Panthers.
Right, and what a way to redeem yourself with a steal and a basket and able to draw the contact.
Hooker again, the second leading scorer, gives the Westside Rough Riders a 2-point lead with 1:22 left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. All right, Terry, pressure situation again. It will be Camden possession here. What do you do?
Again, like I've been saying all day, I think they need to feed Miles Thompson, give him a shot at a good look inside the paint, and then go from there. Hopefully down the stretch they can make their foul shots if they are fouled, because I believe both teams are in the penalty now, so we'll be shooting the rest of the way.
Well, foul shooting has continued to hurt the Panthers. Again, as mentioned, down the stretch, there's been a lot of big foul shot opportunities early in the first that you had mentioned. And if Camden had made some of these foul shots, we would. It seems like we wouldn't be in this we would not be in this predicament. What I can tell you is that the Rough Riders, again, it seems like, are letting Camden hang right with them. And that's exactly a year ago what Camden did, is they let the Rough Riders hang right in with them as Westside hit a big shot right around the time expired, and Camden went on to lose its second consecutive attempt at a state championship. As again, Camden always has trouble in these state title games. Again, they have not won since 2001. They're looking to make it their 12th state title. And by the way, in case we can get a shot, there's a big banner on the far end right behind the Camden pep band. That gentleman holding up a sign, that's not John 3:16. That is the actual number of state titles that Camden is looking to win. And it all really, I think, boils down to this possession here. It's all or nothing. John Evans guarded again well by James Bell. Evans, he'll shoot 2. But now the question becomes, Terry, foul shooting.
And again, we seen a game last year where it came down to foul shots for Westside to win it and a controversial foul call. And again, we're here in the same position where both teams are in the penalty. So we could see some good defense that could turn into some whistles here where both teams will have shots at the foul line. But now it's going to be about who's going to be more composed, who's going to be more calm from the foul line and knock down these clutch shots, as we see Evans hit the first.
Yes, John Evans, thank you. Well said, Terry. John Evans hitting the first again, and this is a guy who really, keep this in mind against Haddonfield, could barely hit shots. Again, Camden shot 50% or worse as a team, as the spin by Evans. 1 of 2. Evans with the pressure again, but Westside is able to get it up court. Evans again with 8 points as we are just about to be at 1 minute remaining, and we are now at 1 minute remaining here in regulation. What a championship game this has been. The bump and run and 2 shots coming up again for Quayon Williams-King. And again, the star senior player with 16 points a game. And now John Evans has picked up his 5th foul, and this may very well be the final time that we could ever see John Williams step on a New Jersey court.
Right, and again, nobody wants to leave this court with a loss, but unfortunately, you know, you hate to see a great game like this where, you know, somebody has to lose, so somebody's going to be upset, somebody's going to leave sad, but, you know, we'll see down the stretch here, again, who's going to hit the free throws.
Well, let me remind you that John Evans is the guy really responsible for helping John Valor's team into the state finals. The game-winning shot back at South Jersey sectionals, back home to close out Clarence Turner, as 2 big foul shots are made by Williams-King. And he's got 12. That shot good for Daquan Williams. Only the second field goal by Williams. Final 40 seconds again remaining. Simmons is going to have to foul right away. Camden's going to have to steal. They have to foul. Camden looking for a 5-second. It's stolen, or at least it looked like it was stolen. And I think, let's see what the call is at first. We're still waiting on the whistle. We didn't exactly get the call yet, but it looks like, I think it's going to be a foul on Camden. Yes, it is. It is going to be, oh, wait a minute. It's going to be on West Side. A foul on West Side. I did not see that one coming, but in the process, Ethan Tarnay going down after he slipped and fell. And look at this, folks. Camden, with 30 seconds left to go, can possibly two-putt their way to a state championship. So it's not over just yet, as Ethan Tarnay has an opportunity here, but he is down on the ground, and it looked like he slipped and fell on that last possession. And now Arthur Barclay, the longtime legend of Camden and coach, coming out to check up on him. As again, I thought that it was a foul on Camden, giving him 2 shots, and now they're going to be joined by athletic director Mark Phillips. And this would be a huge blow. John Evans already fouled out of the game, and if you lose a guy like Ethan Tarnay, this could be trouble for John Valori. Again, we will have post-game right after the conclusion of tonight's game. We'll head to the press room here at the Rucker Athletic Center. And for our sake, we hope that Ethan Tarnay is going to be okay. And he can't, this guy again cannot even, can't even again, as mentioned, he can't even take the foul shot, because by rule he's going to have to come out here.
Right, and that's going to be a big blow. Again, we've seen where he's actually been the leader for, or one of the leaders for this team in this game. I believe he has 16 points or more, and even in the first half, he kept them in this game aggressively going to the hole and taking shots.
So foul shooting, we know, is definitely going to be the key. The question now becomes is who's going to be the one that's taking the foul shot. Again, John Evans still remains on the floor after, again, a collision. And it looks like Evans is, I think he's standing up, or at least he's trying to stand up. It looked like he might be holding his ankle. Oh, this could be trouble again, as mentioned. And Tarnay can't even put any pressure on his, looks like it's his right ankle. He has to be literally carried off the court. And this could be the end for Ethan Tarnay, and he gets getting, again, help to his feet. And now the other half of the Hinson twin brothers, Nasim Hinson, is going to come in here. Oh, this is pressure here. Nasim Hinson is going to take the shot for Ethan Tarnay. And, man, you want to talk about pressure situations, a guy who rarely comes in. We haven't seen this guy all postseason long. He's got an opportunity here to maybe hit the 2 biggest shots of his life. Hinson with a miss. Williams can't get the rebound, and immediately, what's that? What are you saying? As expected, Hinson with a miss. Tarnay again could barely put any pressure on that leg. And now we'll walk the floor with 27.2 to go. Westside, again, remember, is in the penalty. Camden is in the penalty as well. And now you've got 2 shots coming up for, I believe, Quayon Williams-King. Once again, the star player with a leading score of 16 a game will try to make this a 3-point game, and a big shot again for Williams-King. Again, Yasim Hooker was among the leaders. Actually, Taylor with 12. You've got 3 different players in double figures, and here is Williams-King trying to make it 14. He misses. Thompson the rebound. Here come the Panthers. They can tie or win the state championship with a 3. Thompson for the lead. No! And the rebound again by Westside. We will walk the floor with 16.1 to go. Terry, your thoughts on that decision?
I love the fact of getting Thompson the ball, but I don't understand why he took a three-point shot. I felt like he should have drove. I felt like he should have established himself in the post, and he could have tied the game here. They didn't need a three to win. Tie the game. You come too far. Now you give Westside a chance to make this two-possession game here.
It's a possibility of that. 2 shots again coming up. Remember, Camden's over the limit here. 2 shots coming up. First shot is good. It's a 3-point game. At the line again is Kirk Parsons, and that's the 4th point again as mentioned for him. As again, the Westside Rough Riders trying to make it 2 for 2 here in the state championship. John Valor trying to make himself a winner in the state championship. He has come up short in all 4 seasons since taking over as the new head coach. 5 points for Parsons. Final 13 seconds remaining. Thompson. The bump, the run, the shot, good, and Valor calls a timeout.
Timeout. Camden, a full timeout for the Panthers.
Thompson now with 18 points. We'll stay on again as mentioned here with 5.3 left to go, Terry. And right now, your thoughts on what has been an amazing basketball matchup. We've had 3 so far great games. Again, Linden has defeated Shawnee after a slow start to win its 6th state title in school history in Group 4 play. Verona had its first state championship in over 60 years, its first overall in Group 1. I'm told they actually won, I think it was group number 4. I'm not 100% on that. Don't quote me on that. But again, Verona's first state title in 60 years, and now Camden in 16 years trying to win its first state title as they trail by 2 to Westside, who it just seems like all roads in Group 2 just lead toward Westside.
Right, and again, that last possession where Thompson drove and scored, that's what I would have liked to see him do the possession before when they were down 2 instead of putting up a 3-point basket. I felt like he had an opportunity to tie this game. So,
well, John Evans, who really is the guy that has done well on the defensive front, has gotten almost, if not every loose ball down the stretch, has fouled out of this ball game. And now you've got to foul as quickly as you can with 5.3 left to go. Camden, remember, is out of timeouts. Camden burning their final timeout here, and Westside can still call a timeout if they're in trouble. So they'll box out again. They'll pressure. Miles Thompson will pressure the ball here. Camden needs a steal. They can get a steal and a quick bucket, provide some breathing room, as they say. In trouble again. They have to do it. They get the timeout. Just get the timeout, I should say, is Quayon Williams-King, who just gets that timeout. Both teams again now out of timeouts as Westside again buries its final timeout. It's a full timeout. So, coming up next will be the Group 3 finals as the Teaneck basketball team looking to make it 2nd straight as the Teaneck Royal Blue and White, as they say, or I should say the Teaneck Highwaymen will take on Ewing, a team looking to win its first state title, I believe, in school history. They'll take on the Blue Devils, led by one of our favorite female coaches, the lovely Shelley Dearden. And one of the biggest names she's produced probably in the last 5 years is Temple standout Trey Lowe. And you imagine he'd probably be driving up here tonight to watch his alma mater play. DeJuan Wagner still supports his alma mater. There is DeJuan again on the sidelines. But right now, the Panthers have got to get a steal here. If not, they're going to have to foul. And possibly, Westside could be on the verge of two-punting their way to their 2nd consecutive Group 2 championship. As Camden has certainly come this far, their goal all along has been to win it all. And they are so close. Unfortunately, can they get, unfortunately, you got to ask if this team can really get over the hump. And then a big loss with Ethan Tarnay. And even if Camden does go on to somehow come from behind and win, they could be without Tarnay, who left the game just about 2 minutes ago with what looked to be probably a hurt ankle. Out of bounds it goes, and it's Camden ball off the hands, I believe, of Kirk Parsons. Camden again is out of timeouts. They don't need a 3. They've just got to try to draw a foul. This is for the state title. Thompson into the lane. No! And the Newark West Side Rough Riders, as Miles Thompson's shot falls a little short, and the West Side Rough Riders season continues with a 51-49. Again, it took to the final shot again. I thought Thompson's shot looked good. My hats go off to Miles Thompson. My hats go off to John Malores, the Camden Panthers battling their way back. But unfortunately, the West Side Rough Riders take control. They win for the second consecutive year in Group 2 play and are It's All About Sports' most valuable player of the game. I should say co-players of the game go to Quayon Williams-King and Yasim Hooker with 13 points each. Terry, could you ask for a better game here tonight?
No, like I said, this is the heavyweight matchup we asked for. We knew this would be the best game of the day, and it lived up to the billing. But one thing Camden is going to look back and be bothered by, and I'm sure they're going to hear about it in the postgame, is the free throw shooting and the offensive rebounding.
Well, absolutely, but at least it still did come down, like you said, to the final shot. And as they just say, the basketball gods just did not help Miles Thompson on that last possession, as Newark Westside will win the second consecutive NJSIAA Group 2 state championship. Back to the Tournament of Champions they will go, as for the second straight year, Westside defeats Camden. Camden again, still looking for their first state championship since 2001. We're headed down to the press room, getting you set for game number 4 of the Group State Championships presented by ShopRite of NJSIAA Play. It'll be Ewing and Teaneck in Group 3 play. Congratulations to Akbar Cook. He is a 2-time state champion. Westside wins over Camden 51-49. For Terry Collins, I'm Jacob Schwartz here at the Rucker Athletic Center, the RAC on Rucker University's campus. Down to the press room. All right, we're off.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to direct your attention to the court.
Big free throws in these games before. You need those free throws. What's going through your mind? I know we just needed to win, and I know if I'm not free throws down, everybody be proud of me. It's the main focus.
That's right. What's going through that final possession after that steal, after the turnover, to play defense on that, force a tough shot? What's the game plan?
We just wanted to come out and play hard, and it was my brother's keeper, and we all just had to fight the last 30 seconds of the game. And that's what I told them. We gotta fight the last 30. It could be our last game.
So there, watching you guys at the podium, you seem like a real tight-knit group. What's your relationship like off the court, and how has it helped you on the court?
We all brothers. We've been together for a while, and some of us played since elementary. And, it's just a bond we have together. Just in LMB, my brother's keeper.
Akbar, you're a 2-time state champion. You knock off probably one of the most respected programs in all of South Jersey, maybe even in New Jersey. What does this mean to you to bring home another title to the beautiful city of Newark?
Wow, it's leading up to this. It'd be so emotional. We have so much stuff going on. You obviously see I got Eddie Franz in the back, my mentor. He was fighting for Franz. My 2 bigs right here. He broke his foot. He broke his finger the other day, and then Big Qua, he just found out his grandmother is with cancer as well. So it's it's bigger than just basketball with us. It's really we be saying love now. We're saying swarming and we say love. So it's just love. We all went to a hotel last night and stayed here. Got in a little trouble, but we ate out together. We came here and we just showed that love on display. So it's just love. And to answer your question, it means a lot. It validates what we've been doing here with North Vocational and now Westside High School. It's just like Eddie told me the other day. He said, "You can't say you don't know what you're doing anymore." So that's basically what it's doing. It's saying we know what we're doing over here.
And what was the thought after Miles Thompson's shot just fell short?
That was the hardest, 6 seconds I've ever faced in my life. But it was just wow, we did it. We just needed that one possession. I told him, that one possession, just don't foul. Definitely don't give up a 3 and just get that rebound. And we did it, and that almost sounded. It's very emotional for all of us right now. But I'm glad we brought one home to the city of Newark, and we fought when I got back to Eddie Franz.
Yeah, the injuries you've had have forced you to play a freshman who's a very talented player and was giving you some time early in the season, but in the starting role. Fourth quarter, he steps up, he hits the 3-pointer to put you guys ahead 42-40. He hits the 2 winning free throws. Talk about a freshman stepping up in this situation?
So I told this story the other day. I had Kirk with me since he was in second grade. Elementary game, he was sixth grade team, right? Sixth grade team, I'm gonna be quick. Sixth grade team, and just like happened just now, a kid got hurt, and they said you gotta bring in somebody. I'm talking about tie ball game, no seconds left. Basically said you gotta bring in somebody off the bench. I brought in Kirk Parks as a second grader, the sixth grade team, he hit 2 free throws to win that game. So he's been doing it his whole life. So.
He's got history with you then, right?
Yes, he does.
Koyan, you're playing with some fouls fourth quarter. Talk about your ability to still play defense, though, knowing you've got fouls and especially what you got for it.
Well, once I got my fourth foul, you know, my coach Craig, he came up to me and he told me, he said, you know, you can't take them all home with you. He was like, this the fourth quarter. He told me in the third quarter watch your fouls, but he said, this the fourth quarter. You can't take all your fouls home with you. So he said, you got to play hard to the end, whether you got to foul out or not. You got to play hard to the end. So I took that and I just did what he told me to do, basically.
Yes, Sam, you missed the 2 free throws, but 2 seconds later you get the steal in the end one. Just how important was it to just shake that off right away and just go back to the defense and do your best?
All season long, I've been telling my brothers, like, we got to just stick together no matter what. And that one possession, after I turned the ball over, after I missed the 2 free throws, everybody put their head down thinking game was over. But before the fourth quarter even started, I told Coach Cook, we going to win. I'm going to bring this home for you. I've been with Cook since 4th grade. And ever since anything I told Cook, he could believe me. So when I told him I'd bring it home, I bring it home. I got the steal, and it was a 2-on-1 fast break. And the man didn't know, he didn't decide what he wanted to do. Then he took the charge too late, so I knew I was going to finish at the rack.
Yeah, it seemed like you jumped about 15 feet in the air for that ball, for that steal. How that? You knew that ball was somehow coming into that passing lane. You were getting it one way or another, huh?
Yeah. This year, I averaged a couple steals, so and most of my steals is from reading the pass when the pass is coming across court, and I read that one perfect.
Coach, what's it about? I mean, you and Camden back-to-back great games, classic games, last-second games. What's it about these two teams, that have this kind of rivalry building?
It's two. I want to say 2 cities that are stricken with so much poverty and so much violence. You can see that fighting out there. They fought, and I said in the paper, they're tough. I said Newark is tougher. I just really believe that what my kids got to go through day in and day out, just getting to and from school, we really cannot leave these kids on the bus stop. So you see that pain and that fight on the court, and I think you see it with Camden as well. They're not as big as Newark, but you see it as well. So I think anytime you put 2 almost cage animals with nothing to lose in the thing, you're going to get these type of games, and that's what you see unfolded out there for everyone.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
How much does this group in particular sort of symbolize the toughness? This isn't a flashy team. It's a grinded out defense and scrap for everything.
This is the best defensive team I've had, and I had some great defensive teams. I said it before. I don't care about your offense. You gotta adapt to my defense, and you saw it out there on display today. Just the swarm. I think Jeremy has said it in one of his articles. It looked like a 7 on the court at sometimes, and that goes back to what they say with my brother's keeper. If your man gets beat, you step up, and you don't run back to your man. That's selfish. You run back to the brother that just helped you, and that's what you see outside. That's what you see out there. So that defense is definitely, we be swarming like killer bees.
Koyan, you look like a veteran leader in that fourth quarter. Talk about your desire in that fourth quarter to make sure you guys get home with the medal.
Yeah, like I'm the senior of the team. I ain't want to leave without a ring. And last year, everybody thought that Isaiah Reyes wanted this year. I just wanted to show everybody that we all could win this together, without him. And we did it for him and without him.
And he's out there working.
Yeah,
He's out there
and he came out here to
just for us. Yes.
That being said, how important was it to not go into the fourth quarter with a deficit like you had last year? Knowing that Isaiah was sitting watching the game.
Cause last year it was crazy. That was a miracle. He got something special. And last year, I don't think we could have got through that this year. The 18-point league, I don't think we could have got past that. So we had to fight every quarter, to stay close, and we did it.
I know you guys were big on doing this. You guys had Zay last year to do it. You didn't have him this year. You wanted to prove you could do it without him. Did he have any wise words for you guys as you guys got ready for this one?
Say something, Lee.
What was the question then?
What did Zay say to you guys?
Nah, he wasn't saying really nothing besides play hard and like last year was it we played every minute, every second.
with hard intensity. So that's all he said was play hard and bring it on.
Coming into this Group 2 tournament, at the beginning of it all, were you guys looking, or in your mind, did you want this scenario right here? Did you want to meet up with Camden again?
Yeah.
Were you looking forward to that at all?
I did. I wanted to play them again.
They
made it feel like we couldn't beat them without Zay, but feel me, we came together and played together today.
I just wanted to be here regardless because I never been to the RAC. I never been to the state championship before, and this is my first time. So I wasn't here when Zay was here, and I'm here and he's not here. So I just wanted to make it regardless because I wanted to win the state championship myself. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to do 4 years of high school without leaving, without a ring. Because at the end of the day, I want to say, like, if I don't pick up another basketball, I want to be able to say I won the state championship.
You know, it's kind of different, actually, Quay, on seeing you in a different uniform. I'm used to seeing you, you know, over with Brian at Eastside. But, you know, you've always matched up well against big-time defenders. Talk about the matchup you had with a guy like Miles Thompson.
Well, you know, I mean, not trying to be cocky, but I always feel like, you know, I'm the best at the position that me and him both play. So, you know, I heard about him. I heard he was good and he was strong and this, that, and the third. But I mean, it didn't faze me. I went inside the game like I know what I'm capable of doing. I'm not too worried about what he's capable of doing, and that's how I went inside the game. I wasn't really worried about what he was going to do to me or what he was going to do in the game. I knew what I was capable of doing.
Any of you guys can answer this. Last year, you guys shared the glory with University in the city. You guys all pull for one another when the Brick Cities teams are playing. But is there anything special to being the team from North this year winning the state?
Let Javon answer. Let Javon. Or Justin.
Yeah, good idea.
I felt like since we was the only team in Norfolk, like all eyes was on us, so we had to like kind of put Norfolk on our back and hold the city down or whatever and get the ring for them because all eyes was on us.
It's a great feeling definitely to be back here and win our second championship. You know, I think Cook, I think my teammates right there, they said win it for just. You know, we're gonna be back hopefully the same this season. You know, and provide something. But I just love y'all. You know, Quayon, Yachty, Quayon, Kurt. I just love y'all. You know, thank y'all for this. You know.
What did you guys say then?
Well, basically, I was a little shocked when I heard Javon got injured too. I was like, I'm not Javon out, and it's like in my head, I was like, I know Cook gonna find a way for us to win. You know, I mean, there was no doubt in my mind about it. It was gonna be a little bit harder, but we got it done. I'm just happy about that.
Eddie Jones out there, man.
Guys, we gotta cut it. I gotta get them in here now. So thanks a lot for Westside.
It's live. What y'all want to say? Rough Rider!
Camden killer.
Hi, my name is Megan Hunter. I'm the owner and director at Groove Dance Fitness Training. We specialize in dance cardio and different genres of music. We also specialize in nutrition, meal plans, and meal prep service. So if you're ready to get fit, come rock with us.
It's Ram Truck Month at Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Spirit has over 400 vehicles to choose from and 70 trucks on the ground ready to roll today. Drive home a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab for as low as $149 per month. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you driving today. Rates start at 0% with terms up to 84 months. For over 25 years, the Delaware Valley's smartest shoppers have been saving thousands on their new vehicle with the Spirit Saver price. Spirit Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is right off I-95 at the base of the Commodore Barry Bridge. You're only minutes away. Online 24/7 at SpiritChryslerDodgeJeep.com. Spirit, we're selling excitement.